Isaiah chapter 50 begins with God questioning why Israel is in such distress and exile. He asks why his people have turned away from him, even though he has not forsaken them. God emphasizes that he has the power to redeem and restore them, as he is the one who controls all things, including the heavens and the earth. He reminds Israel that their suffering is not due to any failure on his part, but rather because of their own sins and disobedience. Despite this, God expresses his readiness to deliver them if they turn back to him. The chapter shifts to the figure of the servant of the Lord, who speaks of his own suffering and obedience. The servant declares that he has been obedient to God's call, even though it has led to hardship and rejection. He expresses his trust in God, who has given him the strength to endure and to carry out his mission. Despite facing ridicule and opposition, the servant remains confident that God will help him, and he sets his hope on God's justice and vindication. This section emphasizes the servant's unwavering trust in God, even in the face of suffering. God then addresses the servant directly, declaring that he will uphold and vindicate him. The servant is encouraged to rely on God's protection and not be afraid of those who oppose him. God promises that he will bring justice, and those who oppose the servant's mission will ultimately be put to shame. The chapter emphasizes the theme of divine justice, with God assuring the servant that their enemies will not succeed. This reassurance points to God's ultimate triumph over those who oppose his will. The chapter concludes with a warning to those who continue to walk in darkness and refuse to heed God's message. God contrasts the fate of the righteous, who trust in him and follow his ways, with the fate of the wicked, who will face judgment and destruction. The final verses serve as a reminder of the consequences of disobedience and the blessings that come with trusting in God's light. The chapter ends with a call to trust in God's provision and justice, as he will ultimately reward the faithful and punish the wicked. Let's now read Isaiah chapter 50. Thus saith the Lord, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your iniquities have ye sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. Wherefore, when I came, was there no man? When I called, was there none to answer? Is my hand shortened at all, that it cannot redeem? Or have I no power to deliver? Behold, at my rebuke I dry up the sea, I make the rivers a wilderness, their fish stinketh, because there is no water, and dieth for thirst. I clothe the heavens with blackness, and I make sackcloth their covering. The Lord God hath given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary. He wakeneth morning by morning, he wakeneth mine ear to hear as the learned. The Lord God hath opened mine ear, and I was not rebellious, neither turned away back. I gave my back to the smiters, and my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. I hid not my face from shame and spitting. For the Lord God will help me, therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed. He is near that justifieth me, who will contend with me. Let us stand together, who is mine adversary. Let him come near to me. Behold, the Lord God will help me, who is he that shall condemn me? Lo, they all shall wax old as a garment, the moth shall eat them up. Who is among you that feareth the Lord, that obeyeth the voice of his servant, that walketh in darkness, and hath no light? Let him trust in the name of the Lord, and stay upon his God. Behold, all ye that kindle a fire, that compass yourselves about with sparks, walk in the light of your fire, and in the sparks that ye have kindled. This shall ye have of mine hand, ye shall lie down in sorrow. This ends our reading of Isaiah chapter 50.